Nepal is a landlocked country in South Asia. It's mainly situated in the Himalayas, but also includes parts of Indo-Gangetic Plain. It borders the Tibet Autonomous Region of China to the north and India to the south, east, and west, while it's narrowly separated from Bangladesh by the Siliguri corridor and from Bhutan by the Indian state of Sikkim. Now, Nepal has 8 of the world's 10 largest mountains, including Mount Everest, which is the highest point on Earth. And then you got Kathmandu is the nation's capital and the largest city. Now, Nepal is a multi-ethnic, multilingual, and multi-religious and multicultural state with Nepali as the official language. The major languages of Nepal percent spoken as a native language, according to the 2011 consensus, was Nepali at number 1 at 44.6%, Malatai at 11.7%, Bhojpuri at 6%, Taira at 5.8%, and then you have smaller percentages on down the road. English is not even in here, although there are people that there are many Nepalese that speak English as a second or foreign language, with English use being most prevalent among city dwellers residing in Kathmandu, which is the capital of Nepal. Now, although Nepalese is the language, the native language that they use, English is the primary language, as I mentioned, used for businesses in Nepal. Now, the 2011 consensus reported that the religion that the largest number of followers in Nepal was Hinduism at 83.1%, and then you got followed by Buddhism at 9%, and then the remaining were Islam at 4.4%, and then Quran at 3.1%, Christianity at 1.4%. Now, Nepal was officially a Hindu kingdom until recently, and Shiva was considered the guardian deity of the country. All right, now the tax brackets for individuals are quite high in this country. You're looking at as high as 39%, Social Security tax as high as 21%, with the employee and the employer paying both contributing, and then the VAT's at 13%. Folks, can you do us a big favor? We don't monetize this channel, so if you can do a big favor, if you like the video, hit a thumbs up here, and also hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. It helps on the algorithm of our channel if you can do us that big favor. Now, Nepal GDP per capita is $4,000 per year, so there is quite a bit of poverty in Nepal. Resident individuals are subject to tax on their worldwide income derived from employment, business, and investment. Non-residents are subject to tax on their net income earned having a source in Nepal. Now, Nepalese citizens had visa-free or visa-free will have access to 40 countries and territories, ranking the Nepal passport 101 in the world. The passport's not all that great, and there's some other things too that I didn't like, which I'm going to just, I'll go through these with you. On the citizenship by naturalization, any foreign national of full age and capacity may submit an application to obtain Nepali citizenship if you qualify using these different categories here. He or she has to speak or write in the national language of Nepal. He or she is engaged in any occupation in Nepal. He or she has relinquished his or her citizenship of another state. He or she resides in Nepal for at least 15 years before you can apply for the passport. And then he or she is a citizen of a country where there is the legal provision or custom to provide naturalized citizenship to Nepali nationals. And he or she is of good conduct and character. Now, a man or woman who is married to a Nepali citizen may submit an application to become a citizen of Nepal. They shall enclose along with such application evidence of their marriage to a Nepali national and of having initiated action to relinquish their foreign citizenship. Now, any person who is the son, daughter, or descendant of a Nepal national may apply to obtain Nepali citizenship if you do the following, and that is speak and write the national language of Nepal. He or she has to relinquish the citizenship of the other state that you have citizenship in, and he or she is residing in Nepal for the past 2 years with the intention of residing in Nepal permanently, and he or she is virtuous of good character and conduct. Now, automatic termination of Nepali citizenship is what I'm going to go with you right now. Now, there is a total prohibition on dual nationality in Nepal. To lawfully be issued a citizenship certificate, a person must have no other allegiance. If a Nepal citizenship certificate holder at any time possesses any other nationality or citizenship, the Nepal citizenship certificate issued to him automatically becomes invalid or void. Nepalese authorities have confirmed as recently as November 2006 that there is a total prohibition on dual nationality in Nepal. Termination is covered in Section 10 of the Nepal Citizenship Act of 2006. Section 10.1 of the Act provides that the Nepalese citizenship of any Nepalese citizen shall automatically lapse on his acquiring the citizenship of any foreign country. Any citizen of Nepal who by naturalization, registration, or any other act acquires a foreign nationality immediately ceases to be a citizen of Nepal, irrespective of whether they are an adult or a minor. Now, Section 10.4 of the Act provides that any Nepalese person who by birth is deemed a citizen of a foreign country and has a claim to citizenship of Nepal by blood must choose a single nationality between 16 and 18 years of age. If the person fails to do so, his claim to Nepalese citizenship shall automatically lapse on his 18th birthday. Now, folks, when you're looking for a passport citizenship, you need to be looking for certain qualifications. This country is missing a lot of them. Let me tell you what you ideally want to look for. Remember that if you go with a program, I would advise you to go with a fast-track program before you go with a residency by investment program. But remember, a good fast-track citizenship program has these traits, and you don't want to, when you get to the fast-track program, make sure they have all this. Otherwise, you're wasting a lot of money, and you're going to end up getting another passport to fulfill the one that you didn't fulfill on the other one. So if you don't do this, it just ends up costing you a lot more money when you seek out a passport. And that is, get a citizenship program that you know you can get as long as you have no civil or criminal past. A lot of these residency by investment countries don't go by their statutory requirements after the minimum residency requirements have been made, therefore messing up your plans for passport in a reasonable amount of time by getting a fast-track program. And when I say fast-track program, there's roughly about 5 in the Caribbean that I think are the best. There are 2 I like better because they don't have an income tax, and that's St. Kitts and Antigua. But St. Kitts' passport, you don't run in this type of problem because St. Kitts passport, you can get as quick as 4 to 8 months. So you don't have to, mess around with this residency by investment that always takes longer than the time period that they advertise. And especially in the Caribbean, Central America, it's really bad. Africa is real bad. So you want to try to get a fast-track program under your belt first and then go with a residency by investment program. And then make sure that the country that you're applying for has no military requirements to get the passport. I see so many people fulfill the requirements in a lot of areas and they miss the boat on this. They go to the country, get a passport, then their children or the grandkids are drafted in the military and they get killed or injured. Folks, you don't want to do this. Don't go to a country that makes you join the military. And this is one thing I like about the fast-track programs. They don't make you join the military or your kids or your grandkids. Now, also make sure that the tax system that's in place for that country either has a territorial or pure tax haven status or some sort of non-dom system in place where you can determine your income tax. A St. Kitts passport not only doesn't have an income tax outside the country, but also it doesn't have an income tax not inside or outside. So it doesn't make you nervous where you're doing your business. It's free from income taxes. And this is what you want to be looking for. And also you want to make sure if there's a language requirement that you already know the language fluently before applying or don't apply. One thing that's really nice about the fast-track programs is all English speaking. There is no test you got to take. So even if you barely speak English, you're able to still get the passport quick. And the thing is time is money. What's it worth to you to get the passport quick and then not have to worry about years down the road trying to apply for a passport and still not getting it after you've spent the statutory time period there before you can apply for the passport. This is the way you want to be looking at this. Always verify also that dual citizenship is allowed, or don't engage in that program. All the fast track programs allow dual citizenship. It's important you do this. Folks, if you don't have dual citizenship, the government can control you. They can go in, cancel your passport, choose not to renew it, and then you're stuck. You can't do anything. If you have residency in another country and they cancel your passport and you don't have any other passports, you're stranded, and you can't renew your residency in that other country because they're going to require a valid passport to renew that visa to keep your residency in force. So you're just stranded. You're in a real bad situation. So you always want to have at least 2 passports. You want to get in a passport that has as many visa-free countries as you can get, but having the requirements that I've just mentioned previously. Now, I would advise you to have a passport that at least have visa-free travel to the Schengen countries, and definitely the UK, because the UK is a central hub to go throughout the whole world. And then also remember that a lot of countries reserve their most lucrative business opportunities like life insurance, real estate, retail, and other business opportunities to citizens. Now, the reason I tell you you need to look out for this is I lived in Panama for several years, and they didn't tell me this before I moved to Panama. This was many, many years ago. Back in the 1990s, I was looking into this. In the early 2000s, I moved to Panama. I was there for like 3 or 4 years. The businesses I want to get involved with, I had to be a citizen. I tried everything to try to get around that. See, I'd already done an international move. So this is the key right here. You want to find a business. And in fact, prior to moving there, I did talk with certain government departments. In fact, I actually was going to get in the insurance business. And then what happened was it was all outside the country, and they didn't even require at that point, maybe they do now, but at that point, they didn't require you to get licensed, and you didn't have to be a citizen at that point if you're doing business outside the country. But due to the fact the product was similar to a securities product, they wanted me to get securities license. Well, found out they didn't have the reading material to take the test in English. They had part of the test. And actually, they had the test in English, but they didn't have the reading, the study part in English. Only the test. And that doesn't make sense why they did that. But anyway, but there were other things too. I wanted to get in the real estate business. That's only reserved for citizens. You run into all kinds of roadblocks. You have to check into stuff before you move it. Now with the internet, you can do more stuff. In that, and plus, if you're dealing with companies like ourselves. We check this stuff out depending on what you want to do, how you want to do it, and then we can determine if you're able to do that type of business in a certain country. We can tell you ahead of time before you make an international move and waste all kinds of time and money. Back when I did, there wasn't any internet at that point, so you really need to check on this before you make an international move. But it's going to take you 3 times longer if you don't know the language too. I'm going to tell you, everything takes longer if you don't know the language. I would advise you not to go to a country unless you can speak that language. Folks, if you're making at least $150,000 US a year, and or you've got a net worth at least $1 million US, and you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button right on your screen here, and you'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And folks, again, you can help us a lot. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button here. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.